The shocking news of film legend Gene Hackman and his wife's passing has left Hollywood in mourning. From Tom Hanks to Clint Eastwood and even Prince William, the emotional reactions from A-list stars have revealed untold stories about who Gene Hackman really was. Through intimate, on-set moments and profound off-screen friendships, these heartfelt tributes offer a rare glimpse into the life of a man who touched so many. Behind each tribute lies a moving story of genuine connections, hidden bonds, and moments that went far beyond the silver screen. Join us as we discover the surprising and touching revelations from those who worked with, knew, and admired this extraordinary talent, painting a portrait of a legend whose impact will be felt for generations to come. Prince William. On March 3, 2025, Prince William surprised many with an emotional tweet about the passing of Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy. He wrote, "So sad to hear the news of the death of Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy." Hackman was a true genius of film who brought each and every character to life with power, authenticity, and star quality. It's no coincidence that the British prince chose such profound words. It's said that William once met Hackman at a charity event in London a few years ago. The two quickly bonded over their shared passion for the arts and stories about the pressures of fame. This special connection seems to have driven William to express not just admiration, but also genuine sorrow. His mention of the iconic line, "Top of the world, Ma?" from one of Hackman's classic roles reveals a thoughtful care, serving as a quiet, meaningful farewell. Tom Hanks. On Instagram, Tom Hanks posted an emotional tribute to Gene Hackman, saying there'll never be another like him. It's a simple line, but it hits deep, doesn't it? What's even more curious is that Tom and Gene never shared a movie set. So why does Tom feel so moved? Could they have had quiet, personal moments together, far from the Hollywood lights? Gene Hackman always had this mysterious, magnetic pull, while Tom's the kind of guy who wears his heart on his sleeve. It's like an unseen thread ties them together. Tom's words aren't just a goodbye. They feel like a peek into something bigger. There's a hidden layer to their connection, something Tom keeps close, as if he's sharing a side of Gene only he truly knows. This tribute isn't just about mourning a loss. It's about celebrating a bond that goes beyond what we can see, something too special for words alone to hold. Clint Eastwood.
And he was in a mood at that time. He says, "I don't want to do any more violent pictures. I'm tired of it. I've been involved with a lot of them." He says,
Clint Eastwood broke his usual stoic silence with a heartfelt statement about Gene Hackman's passing. He said, "There was no finer actor than Gene. Intense and instinctive, never a false note. He was also a dear friend whom I will miss very much." Coming from a legend like Clint, those words carry a weight that's hard to ignore, don't they? The two shared the screen in the gritty masterpiece, Unforgiven, where their chemistry carved out a legacy of its own. Clint's not one to toss praise lightly, so when he calls Gene the finest, intense, instinctive, flawless, it's a testament to years of mutual respect forged in the heat of filmmaking. But it's that last line, "a dear friend whom I will miss very much," that cuts deepest. Behind the tough exteriors, there was a bond, quiet and steady, built on late-night talks and shared triumphs. This isn't just a tribute to an actor. It's Clint laying bare a piece of his soul, a rare farewell to a man who matched him step for step in life and on screen. Francis Ford Coppola. Francis Ford Coppola poured out a tribute to Gene Hackman that feels like a brushstroke from a master painter. He wrote, "The loss of a great artist always calls for both mourning and celebration. Gene Hackman, a great actor, inspiring and magnificent in his work and complexity. I mourn his loss and celebrate his existence and contribution." Doesn't that duality just pull at you? Coppola, the visionary behind the conversation, gave Gene a role that peeled back layers of paranoia and brilliance, a film where silence spoke louder than words. Their collaboration wasn't just work, it was a meeting of minds, two craftsmen wrestling with the depths of human complexity. When Francis calls Gene inspiring and magnificent, you can almost see him replaying those tense, quiet scenes they built together. Yet, there's a wistful ache in his mourning, a nod to late-night discussions about art and life that we'll never know. This isn't just a goodbye. It's a director tipping his hat to a muse, honoring a legacy too vast for a single frame to hold. Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner opened up about a bond with Gene Hackman that feels like a rare gift unwrapped just for us. The two carved out cinematic history together in No Way Out and Wyatt Earp, roles where their push and pull energy lit up the screen. Kevin's always worn his admiration for Gene like a badge. He's called him his favorite actor more times than we can count. But it's more than that, isn't it? Off-set, there was a quiet mentorship, a mutual respect that grew in the spaces between takes. Picture them on those dusty lots or late-night rap parties. Gene's gruff wisdom meeting Kevin's earnest drive. Two men from different eras of Hollywood, yet somehow perfectly in sync. Kevin once said Gene had a way of seeing right through you, cutting to the core with a look or a word. It's that unspoken connection that makes this loss sting deeper for him, a thread tying their past to this moment. My heart is with Gene, his wife, and his family today. I'm lucky to have gotten to learn from him in his life. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Will Smith. Now, a lot of the actors who did get to work with Gene before his retirement are praising him like no other today, including another one of those movie stars, Will Smith. I was watching him and I'm like, he's not freaking doing anything. Why is that so interesting? Will Smith let loose a flood of admiration for Gene Hackman, pulling us back to their electric days on the set of Enemy of the State in 1998. The two couldn't have been more different. Will, the brash, high-energy kid from Philly, and Gene, the seasoned enigma with a quiet fire that didn't need to shout. Yet, something happened. Will's always said working with Gene was like stepping into a masterclass he didn't sign up for but desperately needed. Off camera, Will buzzing with questions, Gene dishing out dry one-liners or a knowing nod that said more than words ever could. Their bond wasn't loud or showy. It was built in the stolen moments between takes, where Gene's effortless cool rubbed off on Will's restless hunger. Will couldn't stop watching him, soaking in how Gene turned stillness into a storm, how he'd lean into a scene with a glance that carried a whole story. It was a mentorship disguised as partnership, one that left Will chasing that same magic ever since. This isn't just praise. It's Will tipping his cap to a master who taught him the art of doing nothing and everything all at once, a lesson that still echoes in his voice today. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman just shared a warm tribute that'll leave anyone who hears it deeply moved. He said one of the most unforgettable moments of his career was teaming up with the incredibly talented Gene Hackman to bring the French film Garde à Vue to life as Under Suspicion. And of course, there's Unforgiven, a masterpiece that showcased Hackman's brilliance. He wrapped it up with, "Rest in peace, my friend." Those words really hit home, stirring up memories of a friendship built through two iconic films. They first crossed paths in the late 80s when Hollywood started noticing the raw honesty in their acting. Freeman once said Hackman was quiet but generous, always ready to offer advice on set. They treated each other like brothers, with a mutual respect for their craft, and that chemistry sparked some truly memorable scenes. Their bond grew strong over the years, going beyond the glitz of the silver screen, rooted in genuine care and admiration. Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin expressed deep admiration and sorrow upon Gene Hackman's passing, calling him one of my favorites and praising his individuality. Not many who beat to their own drums like he did. Rest in peace. While Brolin and Hackman never collaborated on screen, Brolin's tribute reflects profound respect for Hackman's legacy as an actor who embodied versatility and authenticity. Hackman's ability to portray complex characters, from anti-heroes to everyday figures, left an indelible mark on cinema. Brolin's heartfelt words highlight his appreciation for Hackman's unique artistry and the inspiration he provided to actors across generations. Viola Davis. Viola Davis posted, "Loved doing everything. The Conversation, The French Connection, The Poseidon Adventure, Unforgiven. Tough yet vulnerable. You're one of the greats. God bless those who loved you. Rest well, sir." Her words carry weight, reflecting a deep admiration for Gene Hackman's range. Their paths crossed years ago at an industry event where Davis, then rising fast, met Hackman during a quiet moment backstage. She was struck by his warmth and the way he listened, really listened, when she gushed about his work in The French Connection. They didn't share the screen, but Hackman left a mark, encouraging her with a simple, "Keep it real, kid," that she's never forgotten. Davis saw him as a mentor from afar, his tough yet tender roles inspiring her own fearless performances. Offstage, he was gentle but direct, treating her like an equal even then. That mix of strength and heart she saw in him built a bond of respect, one that shines through her touching farewell. If you're also a fan and admire Gene Hackman's talent like we do, drop an "I like" in the comments below. Let's share our appreciation and beautiful memories of this talented star together. Nathan Lane. Nathan Lane shared, "Getting to watch him up close, it was easy to see why he was one of the greatest. You can never catch him acting. Simple and true, thoughtful and soulful, with just a hint of danger. He was as brilliant in comedy as he was in drama, and thankfully, his film legacy will live on forever. It was a tremendous privilege to get to share the screen with him, and remains one of my fondest memories. Rest in peace, Mr. Hackman." They met during a read-through, and Lane, known for his humor, was instantly won over by Hackman's easy laugh and sharp timing. On set, Hackman was a pro, quietly guiding Lane with a knowing look or a quick word, while Lane's energy brought out Hackman's lighter side. They clicked like old pals, trading barbs and respect in equal measure, building a friendship that Lane still cherishes. Hank Azaria. Hank Azaria paid heartfelt tribute to Gene Hackman, describing working with him on The Birdcage as an honor and an education. In the 1996 comedy, Hackman played a conservative politician, while Azaria portrayed the flamboyant Agador Spartacus. Their collaboration showcased Hackman's ability to excel in any genre, even comedy, where his dry humor stood out. Azaria recalled Hackman's brilliance, saying he brought just enough of a different part of the real Gene to each role he played, a sentiment originally expressed by director Mike Nichols. Hackman's passing at 95 prompted widespread mourning in Hollywood, with Azaria joining others in celebrating his legacy. For Azaria, sharing the screen with such a legend was both a privilege and a masterclass in acting, leaving an indelible mark on his career. Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow paid tribute to Gene Hackman by sharing a photo from Maya, the Royal Tenenbaums, with a broken heart emoji, reflecting her sorrow and admiration for the late actor. Hackman's portrayal of Royal Tenenbaum, a flawed yet endearing patriarch, was a defining performance in the 2001 Wes Anderson film, where he starred alongside Paltrow, who played his adopted daughter Margot. Their on-screen dynamic was pivotal, with Hackman's character often reminding Margot of her outsider status, adding layers of humor and pathos to their interactions. Hackman's role in The Royal Tenenbaums is widely regarded as one of his finest, showcasing his ability to blend charm, selfishness, and vulnerability. Winning a Golden Globe for the performance, it became his swan song before retiring from acting. Paltrow's simple yet heartfelt gesture highlights the impact Hackman had on her and the film industry, cementing his legacy as a masterful storyteller who brought depth and humanity to every role he played. Type 1 if you're with us till the finish. We're grateful to have you here. As Hollywood bids farewell to one of its most remarkable talents, Gene Hackman's legacy lives on through the countless lives he touched and influenced. These heartfelt remembrances paint a picture not just of a brilliant actor, but of a mentor, friend, and genuine soul who shaped the industry in ways both seen and unseen. His passing, alongside his beloved wife Betsy, marks the end of an era in Hollywood, but their memory will continue to inspire generations of artists to come. If you feel sorrow for this artist, please comment yes to share your condolences with his family. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, like, and share to stay updated with the latest developments.